guys, what is up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Just a Vision. It is your girl and your daddy here, Jaquel Viola, and I'm back with another mother freaking video. Alright, I'm back, guys. So basically, before I get into my video, I always show you guys my outfit. So that's what I'm gonna do. Even though the last few times I did not show you guys my outfit, but that's only because I didn't feel like they were cute enough to be shown off, and I'm actually going to be willing to have my body all discombobulated just to show you this outfit. So to begin with, we have this little beanie on that I bought earlier today, and it was only like $1.99, so it came up to like $2.15 after taxes. And then the next thing I have on is this blue, white, and black striped shirt, and it says Legend on it, and I actually got it from DD's Discounts, and it is pretty much like a Ross. And for you guys who want to know where I get all my cute outfits at, I just want to let you guys know that I am a cheap ass mother freaker. So I go to all the cheap stores. It doesn't matter if it's Ross, DD's Discounts, a Goodwill store, or any other thrift store. I will go there and I will pick out all these cute outfits and throw everything together and make something out of it. You feel me? You feel me? I ain't worried about spending all this extra money on stuff that I don't need to be spending extra money on. And then I just have on these black ripped jeans that I think I also either got from Ross or somewhere else. I don't know, probably the thrift store. And then, I had to throw on the white Vans, which are not too white right now. They're kind of dirty and yellow from paint, but it's alright. But if you, I don't want to say the F word, but if you F with my outfit, guys, make sure to screenshot. Comment down below what you think about it. Is it fire or not? But anyways, let's get into the video. Alright guys, so by the title / topic of this video, it is basically accepting transgender people. And I have my little handy dandy notebook right here where I have all my notes about everything that I want to talk about throughout the video, ranging from why I wanted to make this video to what I think about it, the whole situation that I'm going to talk to you guys about, difficulties that transgender people face, as well as, the first time I ever, heard about it and learned about it, and when I met my first transgender people. So, to begin with, I wanted to make this video not only because of the numerous tweets I've been seeing about, Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle union, about how terrible of the parents they are because they accept the fact that their one son assigned at birth now wants to be recognized as their daughter. They want the pronouns of she and her to be used, as well as to be known as Zaya now. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not sure if that's right. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But I wanted to make this video because it has been a big controversy in the last few years, honestly, along with same-sex marriage and various other situations within the LGBTQ plus community. I don't see why Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle union got bashed on so much because of the acceptance of their child. Because there are other people out here, other famous people and other famous families out there, and even, famous families who have, family members or their parent or their child or, a loved one or whatever the case is. There are a lot of people out here who have transgender people in their families, and we're not out here bashing them because they're out here accepting, their child or their family member or whatever the case is. But basically, the video that I had seen on Twitter was this lady who happened to put a little snippet of a video of Dwayne Wade talking about the whole situation with Ellen. And if you guys don't know who Ellen DeGeneres is, then you're crazy. But basically, she is one of the world's biggest advocates and activists for the LGBT community. She is such a loving, caring, and respectful person. She accepts everybody for who they are because she herself has endured so many challenges and obstacles throughout her lifetime, but she has overcame every single one of them, and she has rised above everything else. She didn't care what other people thought of her, and she's just living her life to the fullest, and that's what we all should be doing. But anyways, Dwayne Wade went on our show and basically was explaining the whole situation to Ellen, and he was telling them how now, I think his name was Zion before, now wants to be known as Zaya and this, that, and the third. Well, this lady on Twitter, and I don't know if she did it because she's a transphobe or she was just looking for clout or whatever the case was, but she had made this video, this rant about how they were such terrible parents because they accepted their child because she's 12 years old, and the lady was saying how can you let your 12-year-old child say that they want to be, or the 12-year-old son say that they want to be a girl? She was like, if my son ever came up to me telling me some shit like that, I would take him to the doctors, get him checked out, probably have a lot of like tests ran on him, probably like MRIs, brain tests, this, that, and the third, CAT scans, whatever. So she was basically saying that if her child ever came to her, she would make the child go to the doctor to see what the hell was wrong with them and see if they could be fixed. And with people who are transgender, there's nothing you can really do about it, because even these, shock therapies out here that are, supposed to be designed to make you change your way of life, or, you can't be gay anymore, or you can't be trans anymore, whatever the case is. I don't believe in that, but whatever. But yeah, so she was just saying how they were just terrible parents because they accepted their child for who they were. And it's crazy to me to even, think about this, because what child does not want their parent, to accept them? What if you went out there and your child, was like that? Would you not accept them? Would she not accept her son, or her, her son wanting to be, known as her daughter? Would she actually make him go through all that, BS therapy and doctor's appointments just to find out that there's nothing absolutely wrong with her child and there's nothing she can do about it? She gonna disown him? Who knows? The world may never know. But anyways, I don't see why this is such a big concern with Zaza, because there's other, famous families out there who have dealt with this same situation with the whole Caitlyn Jenner, thing. Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, their 13-year-old, I don't want to say if it's their daughter or their son because I don't really know, but I was reading online that they recognize themselves as being gender fluid. And I knew from before that people always said that Shiloh was kind of like tomboyish, but I didn't really know what she considered herself or what they considered themselves. They probably go with the they and them pronouns now, but I didn't really know that until I actually went and did a little bit more research on that. But they're out there accepting their child, and I don't see why it's a big deal, for Dwayne Wade when they're, they accept their child and people aren't bashing on them, or even Will Smith and Jada Smith, because Jaden, he has been, experiencing and experimenting a whole bunch of different, sides of life and different, things in his life, and people aren't out there bashing on him when they aren't out there bashing on Will and Jada, because they accept their child and they're the ones that will tell you themselves that they don't care what other people think. They raise their child to be themselves, to be who they truly were, and they let them do whatever they want. Jaden is out there making a difference in the world, going to Flint, Michigan, selling, all these different, I don't even really think it's selling. He's doing all these different, food things for homeless people, trying to make a difference in the world. So at least their child is out there doing something, good for the world, and not out there, causing so much havoc. So yeah, I just don't see why it's just a big deal, or why it was such a big deal for her to go out there and bash these parents for, accepting their child for who they were, because there's a lot of children out there who aren't accepted by their parents, their family, their friends, and they go through a hell of a lot of obstacles just to become the person they are truly meant to be. I personally love that they are proud, accepting parents, because like I said, they'd rather love and accept their child than watch him or her depressed, suicidal, because they didn't feel loved and accepted. And you guys may know that mental health disorders are through the roof right now, especially among, children, adolescents, and young adults, because a lot of us don't feel like we belong here. and the negativity is just too much for us. So our depression is getting worse, our anxiety, our different phobias, our different fears, and we're too afraid to even live, you know, the lives that we were truly supposed to live. We can't even have fun because other people are out here judging us, they're not accepting us, they're not letting us be who we're truly meant to be. And America is supposed to be, you know, the land of the free, the home of the brave, or some crap like that. We're supposed to be loving and accepting, but there's just too much going on right now. Too much hatred, too much discrimination, and we need to make a change. I personally think so. So there are a lot of kids out there who don't have loving, accepting parents, family, friends. They either end up homeless or they end up dead because they commit suicide because they don't really know what to do anymore. And we don't need so many kids dying these days. There's too much going on, and there's so much bullying, there's so much hatred and negativity in the world, and we need to do something about it. And what people don't understand is that the world is a much different place than it used to be, especially the older people. You know, the older generation, the old people, they don't really understand what we're going through because they never lived in a life like that or a lifestyle like that. They're all used to everything being the same. And they need to understand, yeah, they have their thoughts, their views, and their perspectives, but they also need to understand that life is changing. Evolution happens, changes occur. You can't really stop all these things from not occurring because it's going to happen. That's what life is about. It's about growing, changing, and becoming the best version of yourself that you could possibly be, and then going out there and creating a difference in the world. And a lot of people just don't understand that, but that's what we need. And that's what life is all about. And like I said in all my other videos, I don't know if you guys have watched them, but like I said, I personally feel like God or whatever higher power, you know, they all, or how do I say it? God or whatever higher power out there put us all on this earth, you know, for a reason. They made us all different, you know, through skin color, race, religion, sexual orientation, sexual identity, our activities, our skills, our, you know, abilities and our disabilities, this, that, and the third. I feel like they, you know, they made us different in order to see if we were able to demonstrate the definition of unconditional love, which is loving somebody no matter what, loving somebody through their flaws, their differences, be able to come together with our differences and create something unique and beautiful and make a change in the world. That's what I think we need to do. But there's just a lot of people out here who aren't on the same mindset and perspective and levels as I am. I mean, there are, but then again, there's a lot of people out there who don't really see the same way that I do, and I wish I could, you know, make a difference, and I'm trying my best. So I personally feel like, you know, other people just need to learn more about it. They need to get, you know, in contact with somebody who is going through something like this, learn more about it, be more accepting, open up to other things. So basically, guys, I've always been an open-minded, optimistic person, okay? I'm always wanting to constantly learn. I love learning about everything. When I was in high school and elementary school, I was a nerd, okay? I graduated high school with a 4.3 GPA, fifth in my class, yada, yada, yada. But that's besides the point. What I'm trying to tell you guys is that I love to learn, and I love to learn about everything. And a lot of it is, you know, psychology related, science related, math related. Those are the things that I'm into. I'm into everything else, but I'm really into, like, everything that goes on in the mind and the body and the soul. And you guys know that through, like, my videos and how I'm talking to you guys about, you know, my spiritual awakenings and all that. But I've always been this very open-minded and optimistic person, always wanting to learn. So I've heard, you know, or I heard the word transgender when I was younger. I wasn't really too sure what it was, but whenever I would go on YouTube, I would watch a lot of videos about children and, like, what we go through in the different stages, and, like, children with mental disorders like schizophrenia and, like, borderline personality disorders, and, like, things that have to go on with the brain. I've watched videos of children that have experienced reincarnation. I don't know if you guys believe in that, but I do. I've watched videos about children being transgender, and it was really very, very interesting. And one of the first people that I actually watched when I was younger, because I was about 13, probably like 12, 13, 14 years old, was Jazz Jennings, before she even got big, you know, before she went on TLC and she had her own show. and all that going on. I used to watch videos of her and how whenever she was little, she would explain how she felt about it and, you know, what was going on inside of her mind and how she felt. And then I started watching other videos of other kids that were experiencing this, and it always was like, you know what, that's crazy. Like, I love learning about this. I would love to meet somebody like that, because I've never, you know, I have never dealt with that. Yes, I've dealt with, you know, coming out and being gay, but I've never dealt with something like that. So that was something that I've always been interested in learning. Not only Jazz Jennings, but there was also like Corey Mason. I don't know if you guys know who she is, and then there's a lot of others. I think there's one named Ryland or Roland or whatever the case is, but there's a lot of videos that I used to watch when I was younger about this, and I wanted to learn more as I got older. And then when I was in high school, the term came out a little bit more, because it was a little bit more accepting. It was a little bit more out in the open. People were just starting to come out more. So I actually had a teacher whose daughter was actually transgender, and she was a very, very nice teacher, always comforting, one of the best teachers you could probably have. She was always there for you whenever you needed it, and she loved and accepted everybody. And when she found out what her child was going through, she was the first person to be accepting, and now her whole entire family is accepting of it. And she, you know, she came to school and she actually made us learn a little bit about it in each of our classes. Sorry, the fire truck went by. But yeah, so she made all of her classes learn a little bit more about it. And then we actually had another schoolmate who was transgender as well, and we actually knew that one, but they never had came to our school at first, and then they decided to come to our school. So our school was like, you know, you have to be more accepting. You can't be out here bullying their lifestyle. You can't be, you know, being rude to them, telling them that they don't deserve to be here, this, that, and the third, because everybody deserves to be here no matter what. So what else? Like I said, I myself was battling my coming out story during this time, so I was learning to be more accepting of others. I didn't really know what it was about before. Then I learned about it, and I'm like, okay, I'm coming out too. I'm part of the LGBT community, so this is something that I can, you know, learn to accept from others. I don't discriminate people anyway based on their appearance, this, that, and the third. I only judge people based on their character and how they treat others and how they go about their life. So once I went off to college, guys, I actually joined a pride group, which was for the LGBT community, and I met a lot of friends there who just happened to be transgender as well. And some of the people, honestly, you couldn't even tell that they were transgender unless you actually sat down with them and they told you their whole life story. So I don't see why people can sit here and judge, because you really don't know, you know, who's around you or what's going on. You don't really know. You can't tell unless they literally sit there and tell you stories about it. And the one kid that had told us, we were literally all like mind blown. We're like, wow, we couldn't even tell, because, you know, he looks like a man and he considers himself to be a man. So like, it was crazy. It was mind-blowing. And he's, you know, still one of my good friends to this day. I actually have a few of them, and I don't judge them in any way, shape, or form. I like them because they are honest, loving, and accepting people just as much as I am. Like I said, I love learning, I love listening to stories, and I love, you know, when people can get close to me and talk to me about everything that has been going on in their lives or has went on in their lives. I want to be a motivational speaker. I want to be a transformational, like, life coach, a psychiatrist or psychologist. I want to be able to talk to people and see what's going on and seeing if I can help them in any way, shape, or form. That's just something that I love doing, and I won't stop. So basically, for you, those of you who don't accept transgender people, you guys really should get to know more about what transgender people are going through. When I was in college, I was in a psychology class. I can't even talk. I was in a psychology class, and one of the projects or presentations that I had to do was, I guess, like a mental disorder or a mental illness or whatever you want to call it. I don't really say that this is a mental disorder, but whatever. So basically, I did it on transgender people, and what transgender people usually experience is called gender dysphoria. And if you guys don't know what that is, it's basically when a person feels a lot of distress and discomfort and a disgusting, you know, feeling due to the mismatch between their gender identity, so basically what they perceive themselves to be, and their assigned gender at birth. So basically they have mixed feelings and mixed signals about, say that they were a boy at birth, but they feel inside that they are genuinely a girl. They have all these feelings, that a girl would have. They truly feel like they are a girl. That's what gender dysphoria is. And a lot of people who experience gender dysphoria honestly try to go to the amounts of, cutting off their mismatched parts so that they can finally feel the gender that they're supposed to feel. And you shouldn't let those children go that far. You should actually get them medical help, because you don't know what could happen. You need to, let them know that they are loved and they are wanted and they are accepted just as much as everyone else, and you're not gonna, judge them or disown them no matter what, especially if they're your child. You don't know what they're going through, and for people who don't understand it, my thing is, how can you judge someone? How can you tell them that their thoughts and their feelings don't exist? How can you tell them that they're not right or they're wrong to feel like that? You don't know what's going on inside their head. Just like any other mental illness, that is not something, that's not a disability or a physical thing that you can see on the outside. I mean, you can if they dress a certain way, but what's going on in their head, you really can't, you can't tell. Like, if they're missing a leg, yeah, you can tell that they have like a disability, or if they have like Down syndrome or whatever the case is, if they have something wrong with them. You can tell. But if there's something going on inside their head, you can't sit here and tell them that they don't feel a certain way. You can't tell somebody their thoughts and their feelings, this, that, and the third. So I don't see how other people can go out here and tell you that your thoughts and your feelings are wrong, because you don't know what's going on in their mind. And if you guys actually did more research on it, you would know that there are a little bit of causes to people who experience gender dysphoria, which I learned it could be like an imbalance in the mother's womb and just different things. It's just neurological things, honestly. And there's nothing you can really do about it. It's just something that happens before the child is even born. So for you to say that this child is wrong for feeling this way, or this child shouldn't be allowed to, express themselves in whatever way they should express themselves, it's just wrong. I feel like everybody should be loved, wanted, and accepted just, as much as everybody else. We shouldn't judge people based on our sexual orientation, our skin color, our religion, our skills, our abilities, our disability. I don't think you should judge anybody on it. Like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, we should only judge people based on the content of their character and how they treat others and they treat themselves. We shouldn't judge people based on what their appearance is, but how they are on the inside. Are they respectful? Do they have good intentions? Are they accepting? Are they rude? Or are they cruel? Do they have bad intentions? We should only judge people on those type of things, because on the outside, it doesn't matter what they look like. That's just them expressing themselves freely, just as much as everybody else should be. I think that we should all use our unique differences to come together and make the world a better place. Like I said before in the video, I feel like we are all made differently in order to try to figure out what the definition of unconditional love is, which is basically accepting everybody for who they are, no matter what, imperfections, flaws, and all. We should accept them no matter what, except if they're out there, trying to kill people for no reason, Everybody deserves to feel loved and wanted and accepted in any way, shape, or form. You don't know what they're going through. The only way you'll know what they're going through is that you actually sit down and take the chance to listen to them, to understand them, and let them explain to you what's going on. And if you don't accept it after that, then oh well, you don't accept it. Then go about your life, but don't sit here and try to ruin others' lives just because you don't accept who they are. They're just out there trying to be themselves. They don't need all the hassle energy from you. They're just trying to live their lives to the fullest like you. So with that being said, just go on your merry little way if you don't accept them, and let us live our lives to the fullest. Which, guys, now brings me to my motivational quotes. And the first one says, it's not about becoming a new person, but becoming the person you were already meant to be. And that's basically for you transgenders out there. Don't worry about what the outside world has to say. If this is somebody or something that you were truly meant meant to be, then this is what you should be doing. Don't worry about the negative energy. Go live the life that you truly, truly, truly want to live, the one that's going to make you happy and where you're not depressed and you're not sad and you don't commit suicide, because everybody deserves to live and experience life as they're supposed to. The next quote says, LGBT people are all around you, but sometimes you just don't notice it. Anyone you interact with could be transgender or gay, but sometimes not sure about it, so why would you treat them differently? And I actually like this quote a lot, and I was going to say something about it in the video, but I didn't exactly remember the words. But basically, there could be somebody all around, or there could be somebody somewhere at any place that you go to that's a transgender person, and you can't really tell on the outside because, you know, they're dressed up like a normal freaking human being. You feel me? You don't really know. You don't know the person that's sitting across from you at the bar is transgender, or if they're gay, or whatever the case is. But you know, you still talk to them, you still interact with them, so why would you treat them differently when you found out? It's not affecting your life in any way, shape, or form, unless they're trying to push it onto you and trying to force you to commit to something that you don't want to do. But if that's not the case, then why is it so hard for you to accept somebody for who they are? They're not trying to cause any chaos in your life, they're just trying to live their life. They're just, I can't even talk anymore because I'm just rambling on and on and on. But they're just trying to live their lives how they want to live it. And the last one just says, you are loved, you are beautiful, you are important. And that's for everybody in this world, no matter what. If you're gay, bi, straight, transgender, or whatever the case is, just know that you are loved, you are beautiful, and you are important just as much as anybody else in this world. We're all put on this earth for a reason, whether we know what our reason is yet or not. But one day, hopefully, we go out there and we, you know, find our purpose, we find our reasoning, and we are able to live our best lives possible. So guys, if you guys enjoy this video, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll be back with more videos. Peace.